Welcome to another edition of Home Sweet Home with Russ McClellan and Friends. And here's your host, Russ McClellan.
Hey, thanks for tuning in one more time to Home Sweet Home with Russ McClellan and Friends. I think we're like at 105 shows, so I really appreciate everybody that has listened to me either for the first time or for 105 times. There's probably a couple of you out there. And here's what we like to do on this show. I like to introduce people. I like to introduce people that I'm lucky enough to work with, and I'd like to share them with you so you can know them like I know them. And today, the and Friends part of Russ McClellan's show, this Home Sweet Home with Russ McClellan and Friends, means today I got two friends. Joana.
Hello.
How are you? And Billie.
Hello. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. Now, I want to know all about you guys. There's a couple things we're going to talk about today because you are spearheading something that has been on the top of a lot of people's minds, as it should, this last few years, and that is diversity, equity, and inclusion in the workplace.
Yes.
And you're heading up a potential task force and getting certified here at Keller Williams Real Estate, and I think that is phenomenal. So why don't you guys just, for people that don't know you like I know you, why don't we introduce yourselves? So Joana.
Go ahead, Joana.
Where are you from? What are you doing?
Hi, my name is Joana Avila, and I was born and raised in Wenatchee. After high school, I left to Seattle for college and stayed there for 6 years. I came back because this is where my community was, and I realized that they need me, and that's why I'm back here.
Nice. I love it.
Okay. I'm Billie Bohannon, and I'm born and raised Washington as well. I grew up in Nespelem and went to school in Seattle, and then just kind of stayed on that side of the mountain for my bulk of my adult life, and worked in the fashion industry. And so this is a good transition in terms of being able to get out and meet people and kind of use my customer service skills. So I moved over here on the behest of one of my friends that I've known since fourth grade, and have loved this community and looking to grow and become more and more involved in the community.
That's fantastic. And you guys are both part of Gavin and Brooke Johnson's Alpine home group.
Yes, Alpine Group.
Alpine Group in Leavenworth. And you both do a lot of work together. So within the group, you guys seem to be pairing up a lot.
Yes, I think one of the reasons is because of location. So while, yes, we do our office is in Leavenworth, we both live in Wenatchee.
I see.
So we do a lot of business.
Interesting.
Yeah,
I was going to say we just really liked each other. And I did not
Kinda know where
expect
you
that.
rate now.
Convenience is what she's saying.
Oh, now you know where you're at. Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
Right behind convenience is the relationship. Yeah, I've had a lot of those crazy relationships, convenient relationships. Oh, boy.
She's like, and now I know. So
Now you know. So, and what's cool is that at Keller Williams, we have our main office, and we have a lot of Kellerisms, which are just words that we only know. It's like top secret code. And one of them is market center. So we have a market center, which is the headquarters of our Keller Williams North Central Washington office here. So that's why I see you guys here a lot, because you live in Wenatchee. Right. And boy, you guys are doing a lot of good stuff. The one thing that Gavin and the Alpine Group has done is they're following the model pretty closely. And it's interesting when you do the right things in the right order and not try to reinvent the wheel, which is something I've been trying to do for 30 years. It's easier. There's a saying in the what we call the Red Book, or the Millionaire Real Estate Agent book, that says you can build the business on the shoulders of giants that have walked before you, because success leaves clues. It also leaves systems and tools and models and tech. And we have all of those things, but for some reason it's hard to do. We've just been talking about Bold, and Bold's a class that you guys are taking. And just the fact that you're showing up and leading by example is a tribute to both of you. So if you're thinking about listing or selling your house, Billie and Joana,
Let us
yes,
know.
let us know.
Now, let me
Friends
ask.
before this show, but
Yeah. Now, let me ask you something. When I asked you guys, or you asked me if you could do a lunch and learn, and I was out of town, and it had to do with diversity and equity and inclusion in the workplace. So could you guys give our listeners, what does that even mean to you?
Well, I'll start off because
Okay.
I think just a broad view, and then we can narrow it down kind of to what the goal is in terms of what Joana wants to do for herself, right, in terms of her community. But for us, it's really just being able to include everyone regardless of where they come from, what their background is, because really our backgrounds and how we've grown up really forms our opinions, right? It forms us, who we are. And it's just actually accepting those individuals as they come to you. right? And not prejudging and not doing anything. So really, that's what it all boils down to. I don't know if you have anything.
Finding how people are unique. Sometimes people think, oh, I don't have diversity because I'm not ethnic, I'm white, or they just think about race. But we wanted to bring it up that everybody's unique because we all have a different gender, different, like you're from the reservation.
Yeah.
That's something so unique.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you know what's cool about that is, and you're exactly right, you know, nature versus nurture and all that. And it's been kind of proven. If you grow up in a tough game, and maybe you're the first person to go to college, or maybe the first person that got out of a typical, you know, in some parts of our country, coal miners, for example. If your mom and dad were coal miners, your grandpa and grandma were coal miners, pretty good chance you're going to be a coal miner because it's hard to break away. And then sometimes we have these stereotypes, and we have these, and frankly, racism and discrimination that is alive and well. And the best way, what I love about what you're doing is the best way to fight off those things that are unacceptable is to just be accepting of people.
Yes.
Instead of focusing on, oh, this negative, that negative, just say, hey, look, you're all invited because you're all weird.
Yeah. Yes. That's what I say.
She loves weird people.
I go back to Seattle.
I'm
I'm like,
weird.
oh,
I
I'm
like
back to the weird people. You know, we're all weird.
Purple hair and
That's awesome. Yeah, you know, I you'll love this coming from the fashion industry. You know what I deal with as a leader sometimes is when I'm trying to look at someone and I go, I see a ton of potential in you, and they don't see it in themselves. And that's true for a lot of us, right? At various levels. We all have our own limiting beliefs. So it's not like a bad thing. We all have them and we all develop them, et cetera. But we can assassinate limiting beliefs too. So it's a work in progress. There's a famous quote that says, there's 2 dates that matter and a dash in the middle. You know, when you're born and when you die, make the most of the dash, right?
Yes, exactly.
Like, make the most of the dash. And enthusiasm and optimism is what I find so attractive about both of you, is that A, you love people and you just love. The love just comes out of you. And when you're dealing with people that don't feel that instantly, and they're guarded about people, like, you know, they're a little bit weird, like, whoa, or not weird. They think you're weird because you're trying to help them. Right. But one of the things I do is you guys might find this interesting. The 2 limiting beliefs that I hear most about from people that I say, hey, I think you could really sell real estate, is that A, I don't have the right wardrobe. So I wear jeans and a t-shirt most of the time and boots. And then the second one is I don't have the right car. So up until just recently, I drove a $4,000 Toyota Matrix that I lovingly called my blue Ferrari. And I said, if I can drive a $4,000 car and I can wear jeans and a t-shirt and sell real estate, then so can you.
I think the biggest thing that in terms of a hurdle, right? I think the biggest thing they need to understand is, do you care about people?
Yeah.
And that's the most important thing, because if you do that, that overcomes literally everything, because that becomes your focus, and that also people then can see that in you, back to that point, right? That you can see love and all of that. So it doesn't matter what you currently have. And it's being open. So.
Yeah.
And you have people like Silvia, who's studying for her license right now in another room. She just told me that she bought her car for $1,000 because she knew she didn't want anything else. Mm-hmm. And she's ready. She says, once I get my license, I'll get a new wardrobe, but for now. So she believes it. She knows that she doesn't have it yet, but she will soon.
Yeah, that's awesome. It just met her. She was nervous.
She got scared. She thought that you told her to get out of her desk, out of your desk.
Oh,
Said, do you see? She said, sorry.
I should not try to speak Spanish.
I don't.
No. Me hablo español muy bien.
Me hablo.
Thank you. Whatever. I'm close. I'm a grenade thrower, not a sniper. All right. We're getting close around here. So what's fun though is that people like that you've inspired, Joana, that you and by Billie being with you, and then you guys being with Keller Williams, and all of a sudden they're starting to look around and like, wow, if she can do it, I can do it.
Yes.
And that
we're both brown. We're brown.
Yeah, you're both female. I think.
I'm light skinned, but
she means
like I'm brown.
that.
I'm Mexican, and I will tell you my name is Joana Avila. I never say Avila, and I'll ask you to please say Avila, so people know that I'm Mexican, Hispanic, Latina.
Well, tell the people in Spanish what we're talking about today and why.
Okay, ahora estamos hablando sobre la diversidad, inclusión y igualdad con Keller Williams. que más personas como nosotros que somos, no somos blancas, somos mexicanos, latinos, podemos también estar en bienes raíces como Silvia. Silvia está estudiando para su licencia ahorita y español es su segundo lenguaje. Ella siente que todavía no está cómodo con el inglés, pero lo está haciendo y lo va a hacer.
Perfecto, gracias.
Sí, de nada, gracias, Russ.
Russ. I can roll my R's, baby. All right. You know what's fun about that? Because the community, when you look at our community, and this is one of the things that I said early on about Keller Williams, not only did I want to connect geographical areas in north central Washington, I had a company in Chelan for 30 years, but like Leavenworth and Chelan were completely separate, and they didn't ever work together. So now we have Keller Williams. We have offices from, we have agents from Republic to Nasket, the Canadian border, to Moses Lake, to Lake Wenatchee, and everywhere in between, of all different, ethnic, gender, you name it, education levels, ages. It's a complete diversified group of people, which brings the strength in the collective, because that power of diversity is just that, where almost every time you're stronger as a group than you are as an individual.
Definitely.
Yeah, and when you're open to that, and then you look at the growth of the Hispanic population in our area, and they're just underserved. I mean, just the language part. So when we come back in our second segment, I want to talk more about that, and I appreciate everybody that's listening. I love the energy with this show because these are cool people.
Thank you.
All right, we'll be right back with our second segment of Home Sweet Home with Russ, McClellan, and friends.
Keller Williams, you make dreams come true. Home sweet home, home sweet home.
Hey, this is Russ McClellan with Keller Williams. I want to talk to you about something. Do you feel stuck? Do you feel the financial pressures of the COVID virus? That was fun, wasn't it? I'll tell you what, real estate can be a game changer for you, and I'm here to help you. If you want to give me a call at 509-888-0038, I want to talk about your life and getting unstuck. We are growing rapidly. We're the fastest growing real estate company in all of North Central Washington. Give us a call. I want to help you. 509-888-0038.
With the new Keller Williams School of Real Estate, you can now get your license for free. Access tools, tips, and personalized coaching with Keller Williams award-winning training programs, and start off your career in real estate the right way. K-Score is 100% online and entirely free to students, with pre-licensing curriculum geared toward placing aspiring agents on a direct path to licensure and profitability. With K-Score, we're not just unlocking the door, we're opening every door to anyone that's ever dreamed of starting their career in real estate. We're making a difference for you so that you can make a difference for others. Now available for all individuals in Washington. Your future awaits. Enroll today.
We're excited. We got a lot of people signing up, so give us a call, 509-888-0038, or simply email us at joinus@kwncw.com. Let's go from being stuck to unstuck.
You're tuned to Home Sweet Home with Russ McClellan and friends. Now back to Russ.
Joana, let me see if I can say it. Avila.
No.
Darn it.
Avila.
Avila.
Yes, perfect.
Muy bien,
Thank
Russ.
you.
Mine's, yes, and mine's much easier. Billie Bohannon.
Billie Bohannon. That's a cool name. I wish my name was Billie Bohannon. That's a cool name.
Told her it could be like a perfume.
Yeah.
I'm wearing
it
Billie
sounds
Bohannon.
sophisticated
Yeah.
for sure. All right, so I'm going to leave. I want to get right back into what we were talking about. So diversity, equity, and inclusion. Billie was raised in Nespelem off the reservation.
Yep.
And what?
Call the reservation.
Call the
I'm Nespers and
Nespers.
Palouse on the Call the Reservation.
And more importantly, when I was 10 years old, I had a rodeo in Nespelem. I rode a steer.
I know exactly where it's at. Yeah.
And I've got pictures to prove it. And a couple of belt buckles because I won.
Oh, okay. Well, the friend that I live with right now that talked me into coming back to Wenatchee or into Wenatchee, she was a barrel racer.
Yep.
When we were younger.
I knew some barrel racers in my day of rodeoing. So, and tell us about why, like what's important about diversity as it relates to our community, and especially the Hispanic community.
Okay. Especially the Hispanic community. Diversity, one, we need to accept it, that it's here, and it's important. It's going to make us stronger. It's important to Hispanics because I feel like there's a lot of segregation in Wenatchee, and we do it to ourselves, even the Hispanics. But the thing is that we are here and we're going to buy homes. So we need to learn how to work together and best serve these people too.
Well, pride of ownership knows no color, right? But it does. There are some limiting beliefs in various cultures, and there's some positive ones and some negative ones, right? The thing is that everybody should have the opportunity to buy a house if they choose to. And there's programs to fit cultures, believe it or not, right? There's certain habits that we have, and they cross over, right? Because that's the melting pot of America. But the thing is that there's no bad way to go about it as long as you're honest and integrity-based and set goals. We're all there. And you know, if nothing else, what I love about how many people you're bringing into the real estate industry, you guys, I mean, especially you, Joana.
Especially Joana.
How many people do we have in school that you've introduced? Because we, just so you guys know, and say this in Spanish too, if you don't mind, our free real estate school is available to anyone and
Yes.
everyone. As long as I think you have to be over 18 and have a high school degree or high school diploma, I think.
High school diploma, GED,
Yeah.
whatever you want.
Yeah.
I don't know. I want to say 15, maybe, 15. And then
Wow.
I think at least 8 that are for real. I'm staying in touch with them.
That's amazing. You know, that's changing lives, right? We talked about the big why. Sometimes helping people will get you motivated, where if you think about just the money, although we're not allergic to it, it's kind of a shallow goal. But when you think about the people and their families that are your friends, and when you look in their eyes, and even if they don't believe it yet, but you believe in them, it's powerful. And I can tell you from experience, when someone does change their life in real estate, it's the most gratifying, like, pleasurable experience. It just kind of makes you glow, like, this is why I lead. This is why I put up with that one person that's not so nice. That one client, I don't want to, you know, because there's some people that just need an opening. And if you have confidence and faith in them, like you guys have demonstrated, and then at Keller Williams, we plug them into a free school. So since we're talking to a bunch of cultures, could you say all that in Spanish for me?
Yes, of course. All of it or the free part?
The free.
Okay.
Whatever you want, man. It's your show.
So
Do
I
whatever you want.
actually, yeah. I will say this in English too, so that you know.
Okay.
A lot of our community, they're very interested in real estate. They want their house, and they know so many people that want a house, and they're staying on top of the apps and on TikTok. But something that stops them is the money. The second part is the language. You can't take your real estate exam in Spanish. I just found out you could translate the whole screen of your computer in English, in Spanish. So they can study for it. And then the other part is that they think they can't be a real estate agent if they use an ITIN to do their tax returns instead of a social.
And that's not true.
And that's not true. You can be a real estate agent with an ITIN.
And that's important because
And
I
that
didn't know
is
that either.
Huge. Yeah.
Yeah. Would you explain what that is for people that don't know what that is?
Okay, an ITIN. So you could be in this country in different forms. You could be a resident, non-permit resident, U.S. citizen. It's all different. But we basically, all of us do our taxes, and some of us have a social security number, and some of us use an ITIN. Those people that use an ITIN is because they don't have a social.
Like they have a visa, or they're in the country.
There's different reasons,
Yeah,
right?
right.
There's different reasons.
Got it.
And
Point is, don't.
But they
let that
still pay
stop you.
taxes. They
Yeah.
still do everything that
yeah,
they need to do
they
with
do
that
everything.
number. Yeah.
They
Yeah.
just have a different, it's called a tax identification number.
Okay, well, that's a good point to make. Is that don't let the rumor mill stop you. Sometimes this is true for all people. Sometimes the people that are closest to us hold us back the most, and I get it. They don't want you to fail. They don't want you to be in pain, especially parents. Parents are really good at, like, don't skin your knee. You know, except for me, I just pushed my kid into the gravel. He became a Marine. He got tough. And my daughter just pushed me back, so that didn't work either. No, but sometimes they do. They don't mean to hold you back, but maybe something didn't work out for them, or maybe they, based on their circumstances, chose a different path in life. And so maybe there's a little envy there, but it's subconscious. Maybe they just really care about you. So sometimes that's hard to break free of that, like we were talking about, generational existence, right? And to do something that's out of bounds. Well, we're here at Keller Williams to make sure that these opportunities are real.
Yeah, let me say that in Spanish.
Got it.
Love
Okay.
that.
Un mensaje para ustedes que hablan español y tienen un ITIN. Ustedes sí pueden ser un agente de bienes raíces usando un ITIN. pueden agarrar su licencia, solo tienen que tener un certificado que pasaron la high school o que agarraron su GED. Es muy fácil, también he escuchado que lo pueden agarrar en español y esta es una carrera para ustedes usando un I-10. Además, Russ, el dueño de esta compañía, tiene una escuela gratis para bienes raíces. No tienen que pagar nada de dinero para agarrar esta clase y él lo está ofreciendo. Keller Williams es el mejor lugar que pueden empezar su carrera.
Right on. You know what? One day,
You understand that?
some. Some.
We love you.
I try. I got to go to Mexico for a little while, catch up. And I'm always down for that. I love Mexico. I've been going to Mexico since I was 20, and almost every year. And I love going inland. Love going to places that the tourists don't go, and just get to know the people and the culture. And it's a beautiful country, and it's a beautiful culture of awesome people that really, I find that the humility and the work ethic, and then you know what I loved, regardless of the materialism or lack of, the familial connections that and the happiness that is around that is something we all could look up to, you know, and I just love it, right?
So I wanted to say that because that's one of the things that that we had talked about. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So
that's a good segue. So at family reunion,
Team Keller Williams family reunion.
Keller Williams family reunion in Orlando, 2022. Team Ibarra gave a presentation, which was Somos Latinos, we are Latinos. And he said, hey, we need to wake up. 1/4 of millennials today are Latinos. And the median age of millennials right now is 29, meaning we are ready to buy or we are getting ready. Now we need to know how to best serve them because we're different. Our culture is different. See how you knew exactly what our culture was because it's different. They value 3 different things. One is convenience. So we need to be the whole package for them. We need to hold their hand. We like to be held by the hand.
Mm-hmm.
So in other words, what you're saying is you as an agent, she can't come to me and say, hey, I want to buy a home. And I go, okay, well, you go to that lender over there and you go do what you need to do.
And then come back to me.
Yeah, and then come back to me. She's saying we need to walk them through it.
Well,
Yes.
I've got some good, exciting things for us to talk about then that I'm working on.
Okay.
Oh, boy.
Okay. All right. Let's go to the next year. You want to?
No, go ahead.
No? Okay.
Whatever you want to do.
All right. Convenience. For example, I have an investor clients. One of them is Silvia, actually. And I analyze the property with them. I show them all the tools where I could have just said, hey, go talk about it. If it's a good thing, come back, I'll write a deal. No. So second thing is familiarity. We need to find something in common, something. If you need to know that we care about our family. We bring our mom everywhere, our grandpas, if they're still around, our grandmas, our aunts. Our aunts are our moms, basically. Mm-hmm. And our cousins are like brother and sister.
Right.
So even we don't necessarily want business to be business. You know, if I feel like you're being a little reserved, I might lose some trust. I want you to talk about your kids and your grandma.
People like people that are like themselves too, in the way that they're honorable to each other, right? Because and I think, what do you think about this? I mean, I don't mind it when people ask me where I'm from or what I my dad did or my mom did or who's that. I like those questions.
Yeah.
And I think that's important that as you open up, where people are people, right? And being honest. And one of the things I like to say, especially coming out of COVID, is authenticity and integrity and vulnerability are very sexy qualities.
Well, and thanks for saying that, because that was the one thing that I learned through this with Joana, because the first thing I thought was, well, am I even going to be able to serve the community right when I don't speak Spanish, right? And so, and I thought that was the main force, right? That they're only going to trust me if I speak Spanish. And she's saying no.
Exactly. So the third thing is that it's security. I need to trust you because, Russ, I trust you, right? Even though you don't speak Spanish, I know you're going to do the right thing.
Me hablo español muy bien.
Yeah.
Come on
so
now.
We can feel, okay, Ruth. So you versus somebody, let's say, that speaks Spanish, but I just don't trust them. I don't. Even though they speak the language, I'm going to go with you, with my eyes closed or whatever they say.
Yeah. Well, teams matter, and collective trust is just that, based on actions, not words, right? Hey, when we come back, we got one more segment. We're having fun. You guys having fun? I appreciate it. We're going to speak some more Spanish. I'll throw it down.
Not Billie,
All
but
right.
yes.
We'll be right back in a few minutes with Home Sweet Home with Russ, McClellan, and friends.
Keller Williams.
Hey, this is Russ McClellan, operating partner and designated broker of Keller Williams Realty, North Central Washington. Hey, I'm excited to say we are growing at an unprecedented rate. We're almost 70 real estate brokers and popping about 3 deals a day in some cases. It's really pretty fun. And the reason I wanted to do an ad today was about our people. The culture of Keller Williams is really simple this. We believe in an abundant mindset, not a scarcity mindset. What does that mean? Well, although we're competitive, we all go out and try to get some similar listings. And with almost 70 people, you might think that that's a problem. But in reality, with an abundant mindset, we know that for us to win, you don't have to lose. With our creative marketing that is unbelievable, with our operating system Command, we're reaching literally hundreds of thousands of people instantly. So if you're interested in selling or buying with one of our agents, trust me, you won't be disappointed. Give us a call at our office, 509-888-0038, or email me direct at russ@frontlinechelan.com. Hi, this is Russ McClellan, designated broker and operating partner of Keller Williams Realty NCW. You know, we have almost 70 agents and growing rapidly. We're almost a legit company now with over 2.5 years experience. The good news is this: if you're thinking about changing your life, my goal and my mission to you is to help you transform the life that you deserve and that you want, using real estate as the vehicle to do that. What does that mean? Well, it means whatever you want it to mean. If you want to work part-time, I'll show you how to do it. If you want to work full-time, I'll show you how to do it. And I'm also willing to show and demonstrate our commitment to you and our conviction to our company and transparency by giving you any of the numbers of any of the 70 people that work at Keller Williams. We're a family, we care about each other, and we care about you. So if you want to change your life, you want to get into real estate and have some fun, let's get together and talk. 509-888-0038. Give me a call anytime. You can also call my cell phone at 509-470-2416.
You're listening to Keller Williams Home Sweet Home with Russ McClellan and friends. Now back to the show.
We're talking diversity, culture. We're talking Keller Williams. And I'm curious because you guys are excelling and you're both fairly new to real estate.
Yes.
How long have you guys been in business?
2 years.
2 years?
Licensed for 2 years. First half a year I was just showing homes. The next half of that year I was not doing anything because I just bought my own home. I didn't want to sell homes.
Right.
And then I think it's been a year since I've been actually, 100%.
I think both of us, I know for me, I had my license right before COVID, end of January.
Yeah, me
So I
too.
did it for 6 weeks and then COVID hit.
You hit the ground running in COVID. That's fun.
Yeah.
So tell me about it. Like when you guys were thinking about real estate, how did you hear about Keller Williams? And based on your expectations, have we done a good job as a company? And why would someone come join our company at Keller Williams?
Don't do it. Just kidding. No, Billie could
Suck it.
I have more of a
Well,
story
okay,
than
let's
me.
see. For me, I'm going to say I did probably a decade ago before I left my other world, I did go attend a class. And it was Keller Williams. And
Okay.
I thought, it was really interesting, something I maybe want to do down the road.
Right.
And so fast forward then 10 years, and I stumbled onto having the opportunity to take a course and then went through class. And then I actually interviewed 3 brokerages, so 2 other ones besides Keller Williams. And Keller Williams is the one that I stuck with because of what they stand for in terms of God, family, and business, right? So that was important to me. And then as I've been here, the one thing that I've learned is obviously with all the education that we have, it's amazing. We have at our fingertips anytime to ask questions, to do whatever we want to do, just go out and research. We have the market center here where we can be around individuals that can help guide us and push us forward and all of that. So I think it's really just that I love the community aspect of it, and it truly does feel like a family.
Yeah, that's all good stuff. I love that too. What do you think, Joana?
Let's see. I like Billie's because it's more intentional. I worked with Redfin before, just showing homes, and then somebody reached out to me from a company and said, "Hey, are you considering, being an agent actually selling homes?" And I told her that I was just doing this because my parents wanted to flip homes and I just wanted to be their real estate agent. There's no way I wanted to ever be a salesperson. And then she said, "Well, you can use your own commission to purchase your own home and use that towards your down payment or closing
And the
costs."
light bulb came on.
And I said, "What?" And I said, "How much is that?" She said, like $10,000. So I said, "Okay." And from there, I started looking for homes for myself. And I I couldn't have the same job. That other company said either you just show homes and you get paid for showing up, or you go on full commission and you only get paid when you sell homes. So I said, all right, I'll leave that job once I get my own home. And I found one that I wanted to place an offer on, so I quit the other job. And once I actually got my offer accepted, I didn't know what to do. I didn't want to sell homes, so a whole half a year I wasn't doing anything with my license. But then my mom started telling her friends that I was an agent, and then they started asking me for help. And I said, of course, I'll help you. I have this thing. It's called a license. Let's go see homes.
Well, and I think even though we've landed or come at it at different angles, the biggest thing for both of us, I think, is that we want to help our community, right?
Yeah.
So, and I think that's what's most important. Also with our team, so again, we're back to your point, Gavin and Brooke Johnson, right? We're on their team, Alpine Group in Leavenworth. I think that they have provided a ton of resources for us and just the space to actually grow. We have an actual productivity coach. His name's Mike, and he's the one that helps us stay on track and understand what we need to do and how we're going to hit our goals.
Yeah, and they're a good example even for our market center, because we're now implementing coaching programs. Sometimes in business you take a couple steps forward and a step back and you reevaluate, and we have to do it at scale. We have 75 brokers in climbing with 65 in school.
Yay.
And so we're the largest real estate company in North Central Washington. We sold over $300 million in our third full calendar year being open.
Wow.
So we have had a good start, but we have a lot more to do, right? We have a lot more
It's
people to
exciting.
help, right? And I think we can. We're also a profit sharing company, which is unusual. It's a monthly profit sharing company up to 49% of the net income, which makes this company also unique not only from the scale, because we're in 56 countries, and about almost 200,000 agents in definitely every state in the union. So really, no matter where somebody's at, they're all profit sharing companies. So we can refer people to people that have a system in other cities that we know how to get to the right people to help them.
Exactly.
So if somebody's selling in San Diego, and you should be able to get a 25% referral fee by selling that $2 million San Diego house.
Right.
Yeah.
That doesn't hurt your feelings.
Yeah, definitely. You guys are doing a lot. It's amazing. That's why Billie and I are here all the time, because you guys are offering so much. Wednesdays, we have lunch and learns. We talk about diversity, equity, inclusion, or we learn some really, really cool things. Tuesday, we go over contracts. I feel like every day there's something to do, and you guys are attracting all these people. Everybody that shows up to the office, they're those people that believe in the culture of diversity, equity, inclusion,
Yes.
family,
Yep.
everything.
Well, and as a woman, we normally don't like to talk about age, right? But I think this also speaks to what is happening here, because you have someone like us that maybe we like each other. I don't know. We haven't decided that yet.
Conveniently like each other?
But you have someone that's 25 years old, to me, soon to be 57, right? So, and we can just do what we do, right? And we get along. And
That's amazing. And think about Luke and I.
Yeah.
I just turned 53. Luke just turned 30. And we are equal partners.
Yep.
And it's funny because he comes at things from a very old soul. I would consider him an old soul, whatever that means.
Yes.
I knew how to play T-ball. He was doing classical pianist or something. I mean, we're very different. In fact, I'm going to make fun of him because he's my partner and friend. I can do that.
Yes.
And I'm the boss. No, I can do it. The other day I said, man, we did some dialing for dollars for investors. And while we were in Seattle, so we had like 20 meetings. And I set all these meetings up because I've been in business and real estate since I was 19. So that's 32 years ago. And I said, man, that's called dialing for dollars in your Rolodex. About a week later, he goes, dude, I'm going to be honest with you. When you
What's
said
a
that, I had to look it up on Google. I didn't know what a Rolodex meant.
I do that all the time with you and with Billie.
Yeah, she'll be like,
and
wait,
my
what?
team
Yeah.
all the time.
Yeah. Well, it works both ways. Trust me. I have to go on Google. What's that?
Yeah.
Exactly.
What does that mean? But that's the fun thing about 7-8 generations in the same building or in the same business, where we have an audience. Another thing I love about that is one day Luke goes, yeah, I don't do Facebook. That's really not where my crowd's at. We're more Instagram, TikTok. And I said, yeah, Luke, but when you're marketing, do you have buyers that are maybe in a different category? And he goes, oh.
Yes.
I go, yeah, it's not always about, when you're talking business, it's not always about what you use. It's about maybe what everyone uses, and you don't want to leave people behind. And I think that in our Bold, we talked about it today, where, I want everybody to take this Bold class because it's a game changer, right? And no one left behind is my mission for our agents, right? And for one of the things I think you guys believe in, at least you act like you believe in it, is the mission.
We'll see.
The mission for the company is to help people change their life to the life they want and the life they deserve, using real estate as the vehicle to do it.
Yes.
It's that simple.
Yeah.
Whether it's that teaching them how to be a real estate broker, or whether it's helping a first-time home buyer, or whether it's helping an investor buy his 27th property. We're there to help change lives, to the people, to have that life by design. And that's a powerful, powerful commitment to yourself. But when you think about it, like we talked off air a little bit, when you think about today, I don't feel like, lead generating, or I don't know if I feel like this. And if you only think about the money, then most likely you're probably not going to get out of bed because you don't feel right. But if you think, wait a minute, I owe it to that family to get up and put my best foot forward and help them. To me, that's inspiring. And I think it's inspiring for you and almost everybody that's in our company. What's next for you guys? Are you going to just crush it this year?
That's the goal.
I'm serious. How do they get a hold of you if they want to? How do they get a hold of you guys if they want to list their house or talk about being a real estate broker?
Okay.
Okay.
Well,
Yeah.
my name is Joana Avila. Like I said, how do you say it, Russ?
Avila?
Nope.
Avila?
Accents in the first day.
Avila.
Yes. Avila.
Avila.
Yes. My phone number is 206-823-9043. Mi número es 206-823-9043.
And Billie Bohannon, Bohannon. Billie is Billie. My number is 206-799-9986. And for our email addresses, it's just our full names at kdub.com.
And is there a website that you guys are under at Alpine?
It's Alpine Group.
Yeah, so if they could look you up there too, probably, right?
Yep.
Okay. And Billie, ella es una persona de confianza, una persona muy, muy, muy agradable y les va a encantar. Si la quieren contactar, su número de teléfono es 206-799-9986 y su nombre se escribe Billie, Bohannon.
Thank you.
I hooked you up.
Thank you.
Yes.
So in Spanish, should I say, mi oficina teléfono número es 888-0038?
Oh, okay, de la oficina?
Yes.
Okay.
Not bad.
Yes.
Give you a
Good
solid
job.
C minus.
I'm not sure if that's the office number, so I can't correct you.
888-0038. Yeah, so you can call us anytime. All right. Well, I sure appreciate you guys coming on and doing all that you're doing, because you're leading by example and you're inspiring to so many people. And I can tell you it's refreshing to see people just grab things and run with it and just be all that you can be for other people.
Thank you.
Seeing the success through the success of others is one of my main things. And I think really good realtors do that as well. Seeing that deal through to conclusion where they get the keys. This is more than just a business. I mean, we're helping people change lives and helping people get pride of ownership. And the fact that we're doing this for multiple cultures and generations, it's just awesome. So
It is. And thank you very much for what you do for us as well.
Thank you for the opportunity.
Well, thank you very much. And we come back, we'll have Sharon, Crockett, and PrimeLending talking about how to buy a home with interest rates climbing.
Keller Williams, you make dreams come true.
If you want to change your life once and for all, well, I'm here to tell you that you can. This is JP, former radio host in Wenatchee Valley, now a licensed real estate broker at Keller Williams North Central Washington, and the first local graduate of the free Keller Williams School of Real Estate. After many years in the radio industry, I desired a lucrative, independent lifestyle, not just another dead end. And you can too. The free Keller Williams School of Real Estate teaches online 24 hours per day, which means you can learn on your free time and at your own pace. You'll earn 90 clock hours, which is mandatory in Washington State, and you will graduate ready to pass the Washington State Broker's License Test the first time, like I did. You can do this. Call ECs today for more information at 888-0038, 888-0038. Tell her JP sent you.
Hi, this is Russ McClellan with Keller Williams Realty North Central Washington. Hey, I have an exciting opportunity that I want to share. Keller Williams is partnered with the largest real estate school in the country, and we are now offering free real estate training. That includes not just the 90 hours that you need for pre-licensing requirements by the state of Washington, but real-life practical experience as well. Give us a call at 888-0038, or email us at joinus@kwnCW.com.
You're enjoying The Real Estate Show, Home Sweet Home with Russ McClellan and friends. Here's more with Russ.
Hey, welcome back to Home Sweet Home with Russ McClellan. And as always, I have my partners in crime, Sharon, Crockett, and Michael Maher.
Good morning.
How you doing, Sharon?
I'm doing well. How are you, Russ?
I'm good. You know, feel like I'm a little hamster on a wheel running really, really fast. I hope I'm going somewhere. How about you?
Yeah, things are going great.
Yeah, it's crazy
Definitely,
times.
Spring is here. Spring's around the corner anyway.
Yep, we were talking off air about you are changing with the times. You're talking about some customization around pre-approvals. So could you maybe share with our listeners what we're talking about?
Yeah, so we're in a different environment now in the real estate world with a rising rate environment where rates, are on their way up and down depending on the day and the market and what's going on. But what that's doing is it's causing people to reanalyze, what am I pre-approved for? What are my payments going to be? What are my closing costs and down payment going to be? So we're really just structuring it a little more customized. We're always customizing things, but now it's even more important for us to ask each client, what's most important to you? Lowest payment and interest rate or lowest closing costs and down payment? We all want both, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
But typically you have to pick one or the other in the mortgage world. So we find out what's most important to them and then give them a few options so they don't feel priced out or, like there's no option for them.
Yeah, it always amazes me when I'm out in the public talking to people about mortgages and how many people don't know that there's so many different programs that can be customized. I mean, it really feels like the general public, as much as we try to explain it to them, they often just fall back to the old standard, even the people that are saying I need 20% down or I can't get a loan, wherever they got that information. But it's much more than that. And I think what's good, what's really important for people to realize is that their story matters. In fact, what's your website, Sharon? Isn't it? Your
story begins here.
Right. I think that's such a great, the more you think about the thought you put into that domain name for your website, that's really what I see you guys do. And how would you encourage people to get a hold of you? I mean, when you're talking to them, how do you inspire them to tell you their story so you can help? What are some of the ways that, when you sit somebody down with a consultation, what is it that you ask them? What is it that you're looking for?
Yeah, that's a great question. We really just have a conversation with them and find out where they are at in the process. Are they selling and buying? Are they first-time home buyers? Are they looking for their retirement home? What stage of life are they in? And then from there, we ask them those questions. What's most important to you? Is having a low payment the most important thing to you? Is having the lowest interest rate the most important to you? Is having the lowest cash to close the most important to you? Typically, one or the other stands out. And for example, we have some clients right now who he had about $30,000 of his own money to work with, and he wanted his payment at a certain level. And he said, I'm going to get an extra $10,000 from a family member, and I really want to use that to put down on my home loan to make the payment lower. And I said, you know what? If payment is most important to you, why don't we take that 10 grand instead of putting it down, which only saves him $50 a month in his payment? Why don't we look at buying the rate down with that 10 grand? Because you're going to get way more bang for your buck. And it was a gift he was getting. And we were able to get him into the payment zone, even though he had to escalate on the pricing to win this offer. And it worked for him. He was happy. Now he's going to have the payment that he wants. But everyone thinks they want to put that money down as down payment. Right. But it's not always the best option.
Yeah, for people that are unfamiliar with buying rates, could you explain what that is?
Yes. So banks, we all kind of get our rates from the same market, same place. But there are many rates available. And often clients don't understand that or even know that. You call a bank and you say, what's your rate? And they give you one rate. But at Prime Lending, we have many rates available depending on what's most important to them. So we will, every time we lock in a client, we will show them the options. We'll say usually 2 or 3 options. We'll say, here's your lowest rate and payment, and here's maybe a couple other options. And usually with that lowest rate comes some cost to get that rate. And what we often hear is referred to as points. And 1 point is equal to 1% of the loan amount. So for example, if someone has a $200,000 loan amount and they're paying 1 point to get a certain interest rate, it would be $2,000 in additional closing costs to get that rate. And so we often give people options, as far as a really big buy down, maybe a medium buy down, and then maybe no points. And then they can choose which option's most important to them.
Right. And that's the key, right? There's diversity in the programs, and that's why the motivation, the financial capability, all of those attributes wrapped up into one client. It's important that they have a conversation with you. And the other thing that's important, I think, for people to realize is these conversations are completely confidential. I think there's a lot of people that have history, like all of us, and some of that history is not always good. Sometimes you go through bankruptcy, sometimes you go through divorces, sometimes you get collections or late payments. And I think often people that have gone through life are scared to try, right? They're afraid of how somebody's going to judge them for something on their credit report, for example. I just want to assure everybody that's not how you do it, right, Sharon? I mean, it's all confidential.
Exactly. Yeah, I mean, it's kind of like a coaching call almost, where we come alongside. I love that verbiage. I know you do too, where you just come alongside people and just encourage them. And some of them are reluctant to share if they've been through things. And, really that empathy, that voice of empathy is so important when we're talking to people. It's not just, hey, give me the facts, give me all your information. Now let me see what I can do. It's a conversation. It's, when they share those things, it's usually with a comment or two of, yeah, I didn't make the best decisions back then. And it's like, you know what? Me either. We've all been there. And they just need to know they're not the only one. And then we just quickly encourage them and move forward that does not disqualify them, because there's a lot of options with people who've had all sorts of different, histories and things that have happened.
Yeah, well, life happens, right? And empathy with a strategy attached to it is the key. It's
Yes.
you're going to be empathetic, you're going to be confidential, and then you're going to put this complete plan together. And it may not be day one. Maybe, hey, work towards doing this, and then we can do that. And that's the idea, right?
Exactly.
Like you said, that come alongside is a great phrase. It's just really give, right? When you come from that selfless mentality, of course we're not allergic to money. But why I love to work with you guys is that your heart is in it 100%. And you are going to go to bat for people. And that's not just a slogan or a marketing campaign. These are like real people that need real help. And you're an expert in the mortgage game. And it's a game. There's so many variables that are available to people from, I'm selling the rehab loan constantly in this market because you can't find a home that's attainable anymore. I mean, there's so many people that are priced out of the market already. Well, that's because I think they're looking at it conventionally, looking at it straight on without imagination. But I've always said the one with the imagination gets the equity, right? So if the seller fixes it up and, it's perfect, well, you're going to pay retail as a buyer. If you can find one that has some blemishes, it has that bathroom that's, weird color, or has a kitchen that's too small, or only has 2 bedrooms or 1 bedroom, but's on a nice lot. That rehab loan can do so many things for people because then they get the equity. But you have to be willing to roll your sleeves up and buy wholesale. And that's another thing that you guys do at a very, very proficient level. And my son got the loan. I mean, there's no way he could have got a house in Chelan. He just got out of the Marine Corps. He's, solo income, and we found him a 95-year-old house on 3 lots.
Right. That was quite a good deal. That all came together real nice.
Yeah, I mean, I told him he's going to have to learn these 2 words called sweat equity, but he's a Marine. I told him he could handle it. And he did it. He's gutted it. He's got it fixed up. Got the heating and cooling system provided in the financing, and he got a brand new septic system in the financing. So those are two, like $25,000 big ticket items that he couldn't come out of pocket with. But with that program, he was able to include those things that house needed, and boom, now he's got this completely remodeled home and 2 extra lots. So it's a great program, and it's one of those programs that people will tell you. I hear it all the time. Oh, I know what that is. I know that loan.
Yeah.
They're thinking like 1995, right? Like back in the day when the FHA, I don't remember what it was called, that 20 whatever. What was that one rehab loan FHA did a long time ago that everybody thought was?
Oh, the 203K.
Yeah, 203K. They thought
That one, yeah, we still have that one, but yeah, that's back in the day. That was the only one available,
and it was kind of cumbersome a little bit compared to at least how you guys do it. And don't be afraid. So, how do people get a hold of you to talk about their story?
Yeah, so our website is yourstorybeginshere.net. That's yourstorybeginshere.net. And my phone number is 425-327-1451. We do loans in all 50 states, and then we have offices in Wenatchee and on the west side of the state as well.
Yeah,
so we're ready to help.
And you have a collection for our teddy bear campaign, brand new teddy bears. Where's your office in Wenatchee located that they can bring their brand new teddy bears to?
Yes, the bin's right outside our office door at the Confluence Technology Center at 285 Technology Way, Suite 142. Just come in through the double doors and turn right, and our bin is right there. So yeah, bring your teddy bears by, and we're excited to be helping in that aspect as well.
All right, Sharon, thank you. I appreciate it. Everybody get outside. Thanks for tuning in today. Go have some fun with your friends and family and enjoy life. Be present.
It's a bright new day. Just came my way.